It's wonderful this afternoon to welcome back to Borough Park a former player for the reserves, but whose father played many times for Workington and is, no doubt about it, a Workington legend, George Aitken. Bruce Aitken, how did you come back today? What was it all about, and what memories has it rekindled?
On holiday, staying at Brigham in Cockermouth, and I had to come to the game, and it just brought memories flooding back from the 70s. And even before that, when I was a really young kid, just coming down to the ground, more from the 70s, watching the likes of John Ogilvie, Johnny Martin, Alan Tyrer, Mike Rogan, fantastic players I thought at the time, legends in fact to me they were, and coming down and training in the school holidays as well. You know, I was a 14 and 15-year-old with the first team, you know, which is only because my dad was the manager, he invited me down there, of course. Great times for me.
That's not a Workington accent.
No, I was born in Workington, moved south to Watford for 7 years, moved back up to Workington with a southern accent, 14 years old, which didn't make life easy at school. But I got over that and then back down to the south 4 or 5 years later, so more south than north, but Workington's always home to me.
What can you would be too young to remember your dad playing, of course, for Workington?
Yeah, I don't remember playing. He'd finished. I remember. I don't even remember his trainer. I remember him more as the trainer, coach at Watford.
Yeah.
When I was like 12, those years, he was there 7 years. And then obviously remember him as manager back here when I was, you know, sort of 14, 15 and 16 playing the juniors reserves.
When you hit first here, you lived on Frostam's Road, and I think Bill Shankly lived round about there. And
he did.
You were telling me a wonderful story about your mum says that he used to come round and look for your dad.
On a Sunday morning after they played on a Saturday, he used to knock the door and get dad out to play with the kids on the back. There's some fields out the back there, just to have a kick around with them, yeah.
And then, of course, when he came back as manager, you would get down to Borough Park to watch more matches then?
I was here all the time as a schoolboy, all the time. Spent a lot of time down school holidays down here, and then eventually I played for the juniors on the Sunday, and sometimes got in the reserves on a Saturday.
Did you play many games for the reserves?
No, just one season. Funny enough, it was after Dad had gone. We were up here for a year after he'd left Workington. And before he got another job in football, we were still up here for like 7 or 8 months, and I still used to come down, train and play in the reserves then.
Who were playing for the reserves, and can you recall any names?
Yeah, I can, yeah. Kevin Parker, Pez, Ronnie Hughes, Brian Murray, Ian Johnston, who played a lot of games, Bobby Brown, George Thompson. Just trying to think of some of the others. Alan Ashbridge, Ashy, and he played in the juniors as well, yeah.
What about your own career? When you went south, you did have a decent career non-league.
Yeah, I played for Worthing for 12 years. They were, you know, the 7th tier, part-time club, semi-professional club, who aspired to get into the conference at the time. They were a stone's throw away from it at one time. We won the Ryman Premier a couple of years running, and runners-up in the Ryman Premier, and the team was Sutton, could have gone into the conference, didn't want to go, offered it to Worthing, but they
what sort of crowds were you getting down there?
We were averaging 600 at the time, but Worthing, since then, I go down and watch them now, they get over 1,000 people there.
Right.
Now, so.
And do you know how many games you played for Worthing?
315.
Not bad.
I've got a handbook coming out soon, and someone rang me up to ask me how many times I played, so I looked up the records and that's it, yeah.
Right. Any goals?
15.
Not
that I was counting.
Were you a defender like you did?
Yeah, I was a centre half, yeah. A few of those were penalties, a few headers, but yeah.
Did your dad come and watch when you played for Worthing?
Well, he was with Brighton at the time, so a lot of Saturdays he couldn't go, but he was always in a midweek game. Always come to watch midweek. Never missed, loved it.
Right, yeah, great.
Yeah.
And you're a Brighton season ticket holder?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Have been for a lot of years now. All the family, wife, my sister, brother-in-law, sisters-in-laws, we all go. There's about 10 of us all go on an all-season ticket. We'll sit together and watch. And we were there when they nearly went out the Football League quite a few years ago, but managed to stay with a late equaliser at Hereford. I was at that game, and they've grown and grown since then in the Premiership now, as you know. Yeah, competing with the likes of Manchester City and teams like that now.
Well, funny you should mention that. Pep reckons that Mr. Potter is the best English manager there is, and rates him. Yeah. Well, you've got to when I've seen Brighton, they play good football.
They do, yeah. They call it Potter ball down on the south coast.
Potter ball?
Yes, it's his brand of football. It's just playing from the back like most sides do these days, but he's put his name to it, and it's working. You know, it took a while for the supporters to buy him, but they have now, and they're all thoroughly behind him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how long are you up here for, Bruce? Before
Just till Thursday.
Right.
Going back home on Thursday.
We've no midweek game for you, unfortunately.
No, sorry.
Yeah, we would have tried to. If you'd told us, we would have maybe tried and got one sorted. Yeah. Have you talked to many people up here who remember your dad playing?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, Les has been introducing me to a few people and saying that my dad was up here for the years ago for all these times, and a lot of them remember him well. Remember him well.
Well, it's used too flippantly and easily, isn't it, legend? But your dad was, you know. We've had a few who I would put in that category, but certainly George was, you know.
Well,
any more Aitkins to follow on the traditions?
No, I don't. No football more. No more footballers in the family.
Oh, which is, well, sad. Never mind. Anyways, Bruce, it's been lovely to meet you, and thank you very much for doing this piece for the
Thank
the
you,
website.
It's an honour and a privilege.
You'll be able to watch it.
Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Best all.